in many ways, the PAT project is complete. But what I want to mostly say today is that we needed you, Marvin, for those decades when you were the science teaching chair, as well as a great teacher in biology who taught thousands and thousands and thousands of students. But we still need you now. I think we need you now to recruit the next generation of kids who will grow into the adults, like the adults you see who came back for you today. And we need you to, while they're here, share somewhat of the heart and soul that is Syracuse University and its history. So I'm going to drag Marvin out for breakfast Monday morning at 7:30, and we're going to talk about the Marvin Project now, okay? So I want to conclude by asking the author of the Marvin Project to come up and speak to us, Marvin Druger. So.
I don't think I've ever been called an idiot before, an idiosyncratic or whatever it is. But someone once called me a kick. No, actually, I usually don't write down things that I say for something like this. But I was told if I speak extemporaneously, you might be here for a very long time. So, in fact, I was threatened just before the talk just now by the chancellor, who said, if you speak too long, I'll tackle you. And I believe him. So let me welcome everybody here. And I think I'm getting a phone call. Would you please all turn off your cell phones? Well, I'm certainly thrilled to welcome you to the dedication of the Patricia Druger Astronomy Learning Center. And actually, I feel honored that the university allowed me the opportunity to make the donation, to do what became known as the PAT Project. And it struck me, nobody can walk in off the street and get a historic building named after his wife. So I consider my donation to the PAT Project to be an honor and a privilege. Pat would have loved this project. But she would have been a little embarrassed. Unlike her husband, as those of you who know her, she never sought to be in the limelight. She never sought recognition for the many good deeds that she did during her lifetime. And as most of you know, she did all the work and I took all the credit. I told her one day that I was a legend in my own mind at Syracuse University, that I sometimes found it hard to live with myself. Her quick response was, "It's harder for me." Her joy would have been the opportunity this refurbished facility offers to many students to learn more about the heavens. The whole thing goes back to a story about Holden Observatory. As you already know, it was built in 1887 as a result of the donation of Erastus Holden to honor the memory of his son Charles, who was an undergraduate at Syracuse University. Charles died of a heart ailment in 1883, and the observatory was intended as a place for teaching and research in the first place, but this mission was abandoned for a variety of reasons. And for many years, the observatory was used as office space, and as many of you know, the telescope in the dome was not used. And in my older age, I started giving campus tours for students and staff. Actually, to tell you the truth, Pat first started doing this. Then I accompanied her on one of her tours, and she couldn't get a word in edgewise, so she turned future tours over to me. When I showed people Holden Observatory, they often asked me, "Does the telescope work?" I told them to check with the astronomy teacher in the physics department, and finally I decided to check with the physics department, and I found out that a gear had broken in the dome around the telescope, and nobody had fixed it, and the first floor was being used as an office. I told Pat about this situation, and she immediately suggested, as she always did, giving a donation to fix the observatory. As usual, I protested about this donation and said the idea was ridiculous. We could use our money for better things. Little did I know. Incidentally, those of you who know Pat know she was a very generous and caring person. She gave donations to many worthy causes, and my name was always on the donations. When I complained about many of the donations, she would always say, "I'm making you a generous man." I sometimes would ask her, "Why don't we leave some money for ourselves?" Her response was, "What do you need that you don't have?" I could never answer that question. When I saw that the observatory was not being used for teaching astronomy, I went to Chris Danick, Assistant Director of Academic Facilities. I said, Erastus Holden would turn over in his grave if he knew what was going on there in the observatory. He agreed and immediately requested a feasibility study to fix the problems. A few weeks later, I had lunch with Duncan Brown, who was teaching the astronomy course. By this time, Pat was failing rapidly from stage 4 lung cancer, had gone to her brain. I suggested a donation to establish the Patricia Druger Astronomy Learning Center at Holden Observatory. Duncan was very enthusiastic about the idea, as he is about teaching and students in general, and the facility was tailor-made by him, Alan Middleton, and his physics colleagues to teach astronomy and make maximum use of the center. I know it will be used well, not only in the best interest of the students at Syracuse, but for the community. I could not believe the enthusiastic support that the PAT project received. Chancellor Severud and his wife, Dr. Ruth Chen, were exceptionally supportive. The chancellor wrote to me, "I'll work on it from my end while you do the same from yours." Well, I think his end was a little more important. Dr. Chen monitored every step of the project. When I couldn't come to a meeting at the university because of a health issue, Dr. Chen, the architect, and Chris Danick came to my house to have the meeting. Dr. Chen brought me a lovely orchid that is still flourishing. And then she had a photo of herself taken standing next to my life-size cutout that is now a mascot at the Syracuse University bookstore. And you should drop in and see it if you get the chance. The workmen on the project were exceptional. I put a large photo of Pat in the building to inspire them. I visited the Pat project almost every day to check on progress. I was always welcomed by the capable, cheerful, friendly workers whose spirit still remains in the observatory. One day, the heating unit in the observatory broke, and Patrick Hart, who works for Modular Comfort Systems, was there to fix it. We talked for a while, and that evening, he wrote me an email saying, "I spend my life working on cold, lifeless buildings. Not today. Today I worked in a building warmed by your love for your wife and filled with her spirit." I treasure that comment. Everyone who knew about the project was excited about it. I received many enthusiastic comments. My family constantly asked me about its progress. I casually mentioned the project to Rebecca Bonner, a former student who took my Project Advanced Biology course in Union Endicott High School many years ago. Without any hesitation, she immediately made a large, unsolicited donation to the project. She wanted to be part of the Druger team. Perry and Mitzi Pazer, who were camp counselors with us many years ago, who are here in this audience today, made a significant unsolicited donation. It was kind of funny that donation was there. I visited them in New York, and Perry said, "I want to make a donation." And I said, "I don't even know how to do it." He said, "Tell me, find out." And I called up. He wrote a check out immediately. I walked back with a significant donation. The same was true of Sue and Bob Hallenbeck, a former master's degree student of mine, and Bob and Sue are here also in the front row. Wow. The support, friendship, and encouragement of Karen Weiss-Jones, Assistant Dean for Advancement of Arts and Sciences, and Christina Walker, former Director of Gift Planning, were very helpful to the project. Lisa Below did an amazing job of organizing this event. Whenever I mentioned to her, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," she says, "It wasn't me, it was a whole team of people." It was her, largely. Keith Copeland, SU media manager, said he considered it an honor to work on the publicity for this event. And all of you who are here demonstrate the kind of job that he did. Sean Kirst of the Post-Standard wrote articles about the project. He interviewed me for 2 hours in the observatory. I think he asked one question. He said, what did you and Pat like to do best together? And I couldn't think of the answer. Well, she sewed and she knitted, and I just couldn't think of the answer. Then I thought of it later on when I went home, and I called them. It was too late to get into the newspaper, but it's in the online version. Love and laugh. That's what we did. Tim Fox, is he here? Asked me to appear on Bridge Street TV to promote the PAT project, and many others, too numerous to name, helped to make the PAT project a reality. The thought occurred to invite Story Musgrave, a renowned former astronaut, to speak at this dedication. Story made 3 of the 5 spacewalks necessary to fix the Hubble telescope, which had an imperfect lens. He made 6 space missions, has 6 academic degrees, 1 in statistics and mathematics from Syracuse University. He also told me that 6 was a lucky number. He had 6 missions, he had 6 children, he had 6 wives. I mean, I think that that turned out not to be true. I asked him last night. I think he was thinking of Henry. Not yet. Okay, he's working on it. Now, I first met Story many years ago when he was visiting Syracuse University. I played a racquetball match against him. I won't say who won. We are still friends. And I'm delighted that he's here today. Last night, well, I have to tell him about this. I saw him about 15 years later after I beat him in racquetball, 21-3. And he remembered me. And he gave me a picture of himself, a very nice picture, saying, to Marv, still my friend, even though he whipped me in racquetball. That's 15 years later. Well, last night, I gave him a picture of myself. And I said, to Story, still my friend, even after I whipped him in racquetball. I'm sure it wouldn't happen. And his response to that was, you want to play now? Aside from students and others learning about the astronomy in this center, my personal thrill comes from students entering the building and seeing 2 photographs hanging on the walls. Over the years, Steve Sartori, university photographer, took more photos of Pat and me than he did anything else. My good friend Steve and his colleague Dave Broda provided the photos on the walls of the observatory. One is a photo of Pat and me, which says underneath it, Marvin and Patricia Druger, who loved, laughed, and traveled together for nearly 60 years. And the message of this photo to students is that you can actually have a marriage that can last more than 3 years without getting a divorce. So I think that's a very nice photo in there. There's also a large photo of Pat near the entrance. And although she's not here anymore, although she's in my mind all the time, Pat will always be a special part of Syracuse University. The plaque next to the photo identifies Pat as a beautiful, sparkling star who lit up the lives of all those who knew and admired her. My hope is that everyone who enters the building sees this photo of Pat and they say, wow, isn't she beautiful? And she was beautiful in so many ways. So thank you all for being here at this event. It means a lot to me and my family, and I'm delighted to see everyone, and I hope you'll all have a great time today looking at the observatory and saying, wow, isn't she beautiful? So thank you.